Philadelphia, PA. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up. Well, this defense for the Packers, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Another run here with Sanders. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. The Eagles at 500, sitting at 5 and 5. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. And I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And some room to work. Look at this. Middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his throw is incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now it's Rodgers. And this is caught. Mercedes Lewis with a grab. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Rodgers now to throw. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And the Eagles are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight window.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Not even 2 minutes into this football game, already we've had 2 scores.
You know how much I like to read about teams of old, right? The teams of yesteryear. There were some teams that were known as the point-a-minute teams. Well, obviously in a 60-minute game, that's 60-plus points. But 2 touchdowns in the first 2 minutes? My calculator doesn't operate that way.
And now on the other side, they better wake up. They haven't even gotten off the bus yet. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
Well, they're certainly not giving much up to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
He had to fight that time. Ran through 1 tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
133 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in 3rd in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Here we go.
Another run with Sanders. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter. And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff-worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Rodgers. Loose inside the 30. Touchdown. Allen Lazard with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Packers get a bit closer. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. ready at the line. This Philly offense set to go.
Well, they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it, can't afford it.
Hurts fumbles it. Now an option play on second down.
And the Packers pick it up. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. Huge, huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've seen their 21-0 advantage cut to just 7, so time to go back to work here. 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
Sanders on 1st down, not finding much of anything there, as he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll go again with Sanders. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Well, from my vantage point, that's just one bad play by the offensive line and a running back who's had a lot of good ones tonight.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be ticked off, nor is the offensive line, because to me it's a lot like a no-hitter, right? Pitcher's throwing a no-hitter, gives up a hit late. You're so close to accomplishing everything you want and don't quite get it done. They'll come back with a vengeance on the next play.
And the first play will be a field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good.
So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a 1st down.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. On play action, it's Rodgers. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Brandon Graham applied the heat off the edge.
The competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
Rodgers on target there to Lazard. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Well, one thing's for sure. They're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. Down inside the 10. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. 38 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. It'll go as a loss of 8 and a tough result there on 1st and goal.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Packers have got it back to within a score. Crosby connects on the extra point, and that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2nd down, back to Sanders. And he's got this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 22. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he will have the 1st down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace it.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
And a manageable third down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And he'll be brought down shy of the first down marker at the 11. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Hold it ready. Dragon 60.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They'll run with Sanders. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Here we go. Here we go.
Once again with Sanders, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
We all know how much running backs love getting the ball down near the goal line. They think they're going to find a way into the end zone. He hasn't had that kind of luck so far. Ends up not getting in on the last 2 carries. You know he's going to be upset about a missed opportunity.
Come on.
And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards?
Cowboy 80.
They'll try to run with Sanders. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the 2nd half. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the 2nd half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the 3rd quarter.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. He finds Randall Cobb on the completion. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Now, that's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Berry.
Who was one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Berry, but he goes about his business the same way. Understands how defenses are going to play, understands where the leverage is, and goes away from it to the tune of 631 catches.
And he'll let this go deep for Lazard. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress, and I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
And room there to work it inside the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And he's going to be out of bounds here as the run back will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just...
He's got a man, complete! And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That goes for a gain of 31. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. Pass complete. He's got Lazard on the out route. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Rashawn Gary, the man to bring him down.
Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Second down, back to Sanders.
And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Hurts. And this one complete to Smith.
Hurts to his former Alabama teammate Smith for an Eagle first down.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Second down, back to Sanders.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. Here's Brett Kern now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. This will be taken at the 10. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Throwing now is Rodgers. He completes it to Jones.
And he is going to have a Packers first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. On play action. Now Rodgers. Looking for Tunyon on the crosser, and he's got it complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. It's a gain of 35. His tremendous season passing the football, it continues, Charles. That last throw puts him over 4,000 yards now on the year.
And he's still got the rest of November and all of December still to play. So to me, 5,000 yards, very much in play.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. He finds Watson complete. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 21. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
On 2nd and 10, Rodgers. Got a man, that's Lazard. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Jones will take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And, partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
A big play there on the catch and run. 57 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. 187 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. Ball at the 6 here as they work with a 2nd and 2.
Riggs!
Another run here with Sanders. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
On the sneak, it's Hurts. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They'll try to run with Sanders, and he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year, and the Eagles get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Elliott now to have the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast, so I asked a few of my horse